What's up, boys? I bet you didn't think we were gonna come back, but here we are. Back, baby. DUMSHIFT podcast, episode 2. Got somebody new in the building. We got another one of the boys. We got another one of the shorties here, guys. Welcome, Sir Dilly. We got Dilly.
Hi.
We got Rye. We got Rick. We got Eric. Rick, I don't know. We got me.
I have my own. I'm not gonna finish that sentence.
And you know what it is, baby. You know what it is. So we're gonna start with the podcast. Then we're gonna immediately jump into this one by talking about R.Kelly. All right, guys. So as you know, famous musician R.Kelly, famous for believing he can fly. It's gonna come in handy when he's in his jail cell, I guess. So yeah. So how many years, if we start a little bit here, do we think R. Kelly's getting for this one?
I don't know what he did.
R. Kelly. First of all, let's look at what he was charged with, because as you know, I'm sure all of you know, there was a tape that leaked of R. Kelly peeing, and yeah, you know, he was peeing on like a little girl, like 2003, I think. And then he married like a 14-year-old girl. What charge was he convicted on? Like, yeah, so this guy's been going on for a while now, but it appears he's been convicted of racketeering and sex trafficking. Pretty rough.
Only those two?
Now that's pretty bad, but when you hear what he was arrested on in 2019, you're gonna think that was a breeze. He got arrested for alleging sex crimes, human trafficking, child porn, racketeering, and obstruction of justice. He only got 2 of the charges, and he has about 6, so he only got 2. So he's honestly kind of lucky. However, I don't think he's gonna be as lucky when he gets to jail and a spider shanks him. So first of all, I need to find out if this is a RICO case, because I'm pretty sure that this is a RICO case. And if you guys don't know what a RICO is, basically, if you get hit with a RICO, then you're screwed. Because a RICO's job is to take everybody in a criminal organization and pin the blame on all of them, despite how big or small the involvement is. This would technically be a criminal organization due to R. Kelly threatening the women or giving them hush money. So
is that what Nardo does?
So he's got a little charge pending. So yeah, and I think that the jury's gonna go for the big guns. I think the judge is ready for it. I'm just gonna out the gate predict that R. Kelly gets 15 years. I think he's getting a solid 15
because
years.
It's a repeat offense, and also like just because of all that, like because it's a lot on it as well. I would imagine he would get like 30 to 45 at the least.
He's been trialed before, but he's found innocent. So none of that is gonna come into play at this at all because it's separate cases. And he was found innocent, and you can't try somebody for the same thing twice. So that's all out the window.
I don't know the full R. Kelly story. I just went off the fact that you said that. I thought he got tried for.
Well, I find it kind of amazing how big the downfall of R. Kelly is, because I don't know. It feels like, bruh, R. Kelly used to be one of the biggest musicians, and now he's just done. But the biggest reason that R. Kelly is gone now is just because he hasn't been dropping hits. You know, R. Kelly...
Oh, yeah, no, it's not the fact that he's a child pedo. I'm joking. You probably...
Well, I mean, yeah, but the industry, you know, like, if R. Kelly's dropping hits and he's highly regarded by the public, then, like, he's always been able to get away with this stuff for years now. He beat a literal video of him pissing on a 13-year-old girl in her face, and the camera panning to R. Kelly because he said it was CGI. He beat it with that, bruh. Mm-hmm. But the only reason he's not getting screwed now is because, you know, he's facing the consequences now. And the only reason he is simple. It's because the man hasn't put out a hit in years, bro. R. Kelly's music has fallen off. The quality of his music has just been destroyed. You know, it's just...
Imagine.
Come on. And you saw the interview with R. Kelly that he did in, like, 2018, where he was, like, flipping out? There was an interview with NBC with Gayle King where he, like, broke down crying. He was like, why would I do this? But he didn't give any reasoning for any of it.
Oh, that guy! That's who's doing all this stuff?
That's the guy, yeah. But he and that guy, he didn't give any evidence, and he flipped out in the interview. That was also part of his downfall, because everybody sees it there like, yeah, that guy's guilty. So that also screwed him over at the end of the day. The fact that he had no good evidence, he just had to go off emotions and be like, I'm R.Kelly, I'm good, guys. So it's like, of course this happened to him, because, I mean, come on, bro. Like, your music's not hitting, you're incriminating yourself, you're screwing your stuff over. What do you think was gonna happen, bro? Like, honestly, what did you think?
He doesn't even have the help of his own fans for this stuff.
Because his fan base, the fact that his fan base, when R. Kelly was big, it would have been easier, because, you know, jury, maybe there's a few R. Kelly fans on the jury, get a little all-rap, get by. They're not gonna want to press guilty on one of their favorite artists. Now nobody likes R. Kelly because his music sucks. So who is gonna try and help R. Kelly? Come on, bro. It's simple, bro. Like, man was doomed. It kind of reminds me of EDP, quite frankly, because EDP, you guys... Transition, smooth segue. EDP, the reason EDP partly went down is because he stopped putting out funny videos. Like, his videos got resentful. He stopped
putting out bangers, guys.
I want to hear
that Beat My Meat track.
He stopped putting out videos, first of all. Second of all, the videos he was putting out were, like, super resentful and toxic. So, like, what in the world was gonna happen? It was big incel energy on EDP's channel.
Okay, that wasn't it. It was just the fact that he couldn't... With that, you can't really defend yourself. Because that's just literally...
Well, it's really bad, because the chat logs leaked, like, 3 or 4 months
I feel like
before
you have
anything
less of,
occurred.
like, a way to defend yourself if you were R. Kelly, because from what it sounds like, everything is pointing towards him definitely doing it.
R. Kelly literally had a video of him...
Some people were too gullible to believe him.
Yeah, R. Kelly literally had a video of him pissing on a chick and nobody believed it.
Yeah, like, literally, it's hand up to him, like...
Quite frankly, it's less
like
about...
all EDP did, and I'm not, like, I know I'm bringing up the meme again, all he did was he, like, went to get a cupcake, which, like, you know, it's easier to believe that than a video of you quite literally peeing on a girl, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but the problem was that he stayed for too long. I'm not defending EDP, but I'm just saying, if I was EDP's lawyer seeing that video, I'd be punching the air. This man literally stayed for, like, a solid 20 minutes and asked questions like, is my life over? And admitted to literally everything. If he literally came in and came out, then people would still be doubting. But he chose to screw himself over.
Still believe him.
Yeah, because people don't act like this was the first time it happened, but he'd been accused in, like, October of, like, 2020 or so. And the chat logs had leaked even back then, and nobody believed it until he literally caught him in 4K on camera. But the biggest reason that EDP did this to himself is because every time EDP took a massive dump after Chipotle eating and recorded it, every time this man raged on a game, every time this man made another poop joke, this man killed himself further and further and killed his legacy. Because at a certain point, yeah, like I said, he's been on the YouTube platform for 10 years. This was his 10th anniversary, and he became a pedophile. But like, the reason this happened is all because EDP he surrounded himself with filth, and he became filth. He put himself around toxic energy, and then that's what he became. And his videos started becoming toxic. He's really tried.
You have to surround yourself in toxic energy, because for you, becoming toxic.
Well, I mean, this is 10 years of him surrounding himself with nothing but filth. What did people think was going to happen to this guy?
Don't be racist.
Hold on. First of all, you said my... Hold on. Okay, sorry. So disrespectful.
No offense, but you did make that one kind of easy.
That's so disrespectful.
But I do get what you're saying. He's not, like, coming from a fellow white boy, he's not racist.
Yeah. But, like, it was really... The biggest thing that just is so frustrating about EP is because it's so hard when you have a beloved creator like that Like, I can't tell you how many times I've laughed at EDP memes over the years just to see this man literally destroy his reputation in front of my own
just to see
eyes.
this man get Chris Hansen because he wanted to put his EDP in it instead of a
Like, you know, it took me like a month just to accept what happened, except like, yeah, this guy sucks, because I was in denial. Because, you know, never meet your heroes. That's what they say. EDP was definitely not a hero of mine, because, bruh, the dude is in horrible health. All he does is poop in Chipotle and film it. Like, what is there to idolize about EDP 445? But at the same time, the fact that he was also a sleazeball using his platform, he was flexing the decoy in like a video before he got caught. He was like, you guys don't get no girls. And then he called up the decoy and she was like, hey, what are you doing? He called up the what later turned out to be a decoy that he talked for like 9 months. They got him good. They caught him lacking, bro. 4K, 40K.
Like I just imagine like what if like that whole entire like them catching him went differently, like you got your EDP. He's like, no, you didn't. And it's like, what about that one video? And like, what? And he's like, yeah, that was our decoy. And he just sits down. And he's just like, his hands on his head, like.
I'm honestly, what really burns for me is because he could have gotten out of that situation so easily. If he literally all he had to do was get out of the car, see, oh, there's a bunch of guys there, get back in, and did drive home, and he would have had none of this happen to him. I think this man got a victory.
If we're gonna be honest, are we really that sad that he didn't get out of the situation though?
No, but like he could have saved himself if he really wanted to.
Yeah, if he really was trying hard enough to not ruin his entire reputation.
Like, he was being an idiot. Like, if you're gonna be a pedophile like that, at very least be smart. like don't get Chris Hansen by these amateurs.
This reminds me of like what used to be my favorite YouTuber. He ended up in a situation where he had done some very bad things to his.
Oh wait, are we talking about the achievement hunter guy?
No. He had done some very bad things to. Well, no, not really. The whole being bad to his friends thing. He was just joking around, and they took it too seriously.
Mini Lad.
No, not Mini Lad.
Mini Lad's my favorite YouTuber.
But anyway,
I like Mini Lad, but he was no good.
So his name was the King Nappy, and he fucking got himself in a situation where he kind of dug himself into a hole, because the problem is he responded to it in like a hour and a half Twitch VOD, posted it on YouTube, deleted it after a couple hours. You know, that's always a horrible choice if you're trying to defend yourself. Horrible choice if you're trying to defend yourself. Also, he really didn't give anything that would counter the other people's points. And some of the other people's points were pretty bad. Like, to some of the stuff where it's like, oh, you were bullying your friends. It was like, you know, it was all a joke, you know? It wasn't, it's like how we joke around. It's like we dick around. Like, it's good fun.
Friends bully each other.
Yeah. But to bring this whole back around, the thing that really frustrates me about the whole EDP situation was how this man really would have been so smoothly able to escape, because the guys who were catching him were terrible at what they did, bro. They didn't have any law enforcement. They didn't let law enforcement know.
They didn't have any law enforcement.
Yeah, like, did you guys see the dude making TikToks? Like,
they did not notify.
Did you guys see the dude making TikToks where, like, he was, like, putting up posters of, like, you know, watch out for this man. He's a pedo. Yeah. And, like, people had to do their own basically vigilante work to try to, like, catch him. You know what I mean?
But the point is, these guys are sucked. One of the guys was making jokes like, this is your 600-pound life. This is nobody else's. He could have gotten EDP to walk off the set right there just because of how mad he was. And then ruined the footage. Their channel got deleted. Like, these guys were idiots. They didn't notify the police. Now they can't do anything with what they have. And on top of that, EDP is also a moron, because all he would have had to do was see the guys and then get back in his car. Like, if he just opens the door to the car, sees, oh, it's those guys, and then just closes it and runs off, he's set, bro. He's set. Like, people will still accuse him, but he didn't incriminate himself nearly as much. It was a lot smoother. So, so this guy literally, both sides are complete morons. Like,
Yeah.
bro, these wannabe Chris Hansens are not gonna fly. Nobody can do it like my boy. And even my boy took a massive L in the Onision situation. Chris Hansen tried to get Onision and he fumbled the bag miserably.
And now he's I'm sure he got out of it with like bail and like getting good enough lawyer, but he was arrested.
He was arrested, I think, for like selling with his apartment. I don't think it's related, but like Chris Hansen just took the L.
No, I thought I remember hearing that was like part of it. Anyways, but no.
Chris Hansen just took the L because like the Onision was a failure. It was a massive fail, bro. He did all this work on Onision just to end up having a Discovery Plus documentary. Who watches Discovery Plus?
I like that though. It's just like, and all he got was Discovery Plus.
Who uses Discovery Plus?
Who? I've never heard. To be honest, I ain't never heard of fucking Discovery Plus.
Bro, it's kind of like if I'm in the industry. If I was in the film industry and I worked for 10 years, and then my first big project was a Quibi original, that's how bad this would be, bro. Because imagine having your show be like a Quibi exclusive, and you put all this time into it, and it gets shut down and moved to the Roku channel like a year later. Do you know? I can't even state how mad I would be if that happened to me. I would be so mad. Like, oh, thanks, Jeffrey Katzenberg. I appreciate this. Come on, bro. Frustrating.
Like, my primary issue with a lot of YouTubers that get caught in situations is they don't handle it well and they fumble it extremely easily. Now here is a false accused person who handled it extremely well, Pyrocynical. Like one of the only examples. He handled the situation and accusations extremely well.
Yeah, he didn't bend down.
Yeah.
He didn't bend over at all. He called out the fake people who made these videos on him. So he sauced on them too, so their points wouldn't have validity. He did everything right. It was a perfect apology.
Yeah, and I like to be frank, and also I like the fact that like he owned up, but also it's like but like it wasn't like I just straight up was like, oh, this kid's underage.
Yeah,
man.
You know, because
he was like I didn't know, he didn't tell me, and there was proof that the kid like targeted him out of nowhere. Because like one dude was like, hey, I'm sorry about this, man. Like I didn't mean to do that. And he's like, oh, it's fine. And then it's like, so why the hell is it fine for this guy, but like Pyro, it's not? And also he did own to the fact that his girlfriend kind of freaked out. If you guys know about what happened with that, she started messaging the guy that came out about like saying that Pyrocynical groomed him. It was like, you don't say that about him, and like had like basically like, you know, was led by emotion and kind of like screamed at the dude that did it. So he's like, yeah, she screwed up. She shouldn't have done that.
But like, I feel like too many people, too many celebrities bend over and let cancel culture clap their cheeks. That's the issue right there.
Jenna Marbles.
For example, Jenna Marbles, over a mild controversy, literally took herself off the internet for videos that are 10 years old.
Really?
Yeah. She had like barely like, okay, now what she did was not good, but it wasn't no like.
It was some ignorant racist stuff from like 10 years ago.
It wasn't nearly any EDP, Mini Lad, Destry Smith. Which Destry Smith. Embarrassed to admit. Really like his stuff. One of my first ever things of merch that I bought from a YouTuber, Destry Smith stuff, just for him to come out to be a pedophile. Really hurt. Anyways, but yeah, all those guys did so much more worse stuff. She said like the N-word a couple of times.
She said it like 10 years ago in some ignorant YouTube content. And she literally deleted her whole channel.
I have a great example of this that happened like very recently, like just like 2 days ago. So one of my favorite like ASMR YouTubers, and I know, oh, you watch ASMR, he's fucking weirdo. Shut the fuck up. Anyway, so he got accused of being a racist because, and keep in mind that this man is Asian. I'm pretty positive. So he was being or was trying to, or people were trying to cancel him because of him quoting PewDiePie, saying the N-word, and him criticizing PewDiePie for saying it in a video from 6 years ago when he was 16.
frustrating because it's kind of like if you're in your middle school class or your high school class and your teacher is reading To Catch a Mockingbird and she says the N-word and you try and call her racist. Like, dude, do you not know what you're doing? They're helping the cause.
He literally used that as an example. He was like, "Well, I guess all the middle school and intermediate school teachers, I guess all you guys are racist." Now.
Like, you can't just do like this is so stupid. And the only way, but I don't even think people would care if this man didn't speak about it. That's so what's frustrating is that a lot of creators feel the need to respond to mild allegations that only the most toxic, extreme people in their fan base will get, and then they make it bigger. They make a bigger issue for themselves, bro. Like, if you didn't respond to this, you know what Kanye does when the whole internet hates him? He makes like a brief statement, but he doesn't apologize. Kanye has not been canceled because he doesn't apologize. He just explains what he did better. Like, that's all Kanye's ever done. And what's really pissed me off about cancel culture is most of cancel culture is extreme Democrats. And I'm not labeling Democrats or Republicans like, oh, I hate these Democrats. I'm just saying, like, that's the side they're on. Extreme left side people in the political spectrum will try and cancel people for having a different opinion. They try to ruin Scott Cawthon's life because he had a different political opinion with him. And he retired, and they told him to burn in hell.
Yeah, here's the thing. He did say that his retirement. Well, people think that his retirement wasn't planned to be then, but it was going to happen sometime soon. It just wasn't supposed to be.
He just sped it up.
That is what jumps. Yeah, but here's my biggest issue. He even said in the paragraph of his apology, I did this because this is my political views, and I did it not because of their personal beliefs, but because of how good he would think they would be as a president / senator / whatever government official. How good they would be as a government official, not what their personal beliefs are, which I think is a very good way to look at it. I think that's a very intelligent way to look at it. Is not their personal, when you're like donating to someone, not their personal opinions, but just how good they would be as a candidate, you know?
I mean, like people mad at him for voting for Trump. Like, Trump and Hillary Clinton suck. Both of them suck.
Yeah.
What's he supposed to do?
He even said that himself, that he didn't really like either side. It was
so
just
it's just him picking.
I don't know.
It's just him picking what he thinks is lesser of two evils. So it's just stupid, basic people. So I could talk about this for days, but this is why I tried to disconnect myself from the news for so long, which I understand now may have been a little messed up. Not morally wrong, but just maybe an issue because I don't really understand what's going on in the world. But I just feel like every week is like another school shooting. One happened recently, so that proves my point. It's another murdered celebrity, another dead celebrity. It's another cancellation. It's always something.
Very quickly. School shootings are a minor thing, but I do remember like hearing this, so take it with a grain of salt because I just heard it somewhere, that crime rates are pretty low nowadays compared to like back then. It's just that it's reported on a lot more often nowadays than it was back then.
Yeah, people will talk.
So,
yeah,
it's still bad. Don't think like, okay, we're fine. Like, no.
Basic white girls on Twitter will be begging for gun safety and then say they're gonna kill somebody if they say this again.
I'm like gonna die. Because at my school there was a threat of.
Yeah, I had one at my school too. There was a bomb threat at my school, and at the school on the other side of town, there was a gun threat. But those people are wussies. Like, they're not going to do anything.
Like, now, so stay alert, stay safe, but, don't worry, because, it always gets better, and also, not everything seems how it is, I guess.
It's annoying because I feel like people were threatening to shoot up schools for clout or something. I don't know, but, like, clout low-key is literally the worst thing ever. But I'm not going to talk about clout because we already talked about it last time. And I hate talking about it because it frustrates me. It makes me want to kill somebody. Alright, guys. You know what we're going to talk about next?
What?
Squid Game, baby! Let's go. Me neither. Ah, that was a joke. I was joking.
So that was Squid. That was the Squid Game segment, guys. Thank you.
All right, guys. See you next time. Another show on Netflix blows up for 2 minutes. I haven't seen Squid Game. I already know what this is. This is gonna be another setup like Tiger King, where it's gonna be everybody talking about the show for 2 weeks, and then they're gonna want to make an Americanized version. They're either for Squid Game, since it's Korean, they're want to
Tiger
make an
King
Americanized.
Americanized.
So Squid Game is a Korean show. They're gonna want to make an American version, and for Tiger King, they were trying to make a movie with Nicolas Cage, but they're gonna get started like 2 weeks into the fad, and it's gonna die out like a month in. So for both, these things are gonna come out and flop.
Have you guys talked about Cowboy Bebop yet?
No. Oh, that's a great topic. No, you do the introduction for this one.
Yeah, we got the Cowboy Bebop stuff to talk
I'm
about.
really mad about this. This is something I'm passionate about right here.
And though I want to watch the show, I can't really actually.
Okay, so Cowboy Bebop, Dilly, I'll let you take the reins and give the introduction here since I've been talking a lot.
Okay, so people who are watching this, they don't know what Cowboy Bebop is. It is a anime from what, like
99.
Yeah,
late 90s. One of the best animes.
Yeah, late 90s. And recently Netflix has come out that they're going to make they're I can't talk. They're going to be making a live action version of it.
And I believe it is out.
It's not out right now.
It isn't.
They've released the opening scene with the tank music.
Yeah. And
they've released that, and that's all they've released.
Yeah, and let's just say I am not looking forward to this show.
I'm kind of looking forward to it, to be honest.
I am just. I mean, look, if I want more Cowboy Bebop content, there's a whole movie of Cowboy Bebop I can watch that goes with the show. And first of all, I don't know why Netflix of all companies always feels the need to take Japanese and Asian animes and make them awful live action. How many times has Netflix fumbled the bag with these? There was one of Bleach they did that looked god awful. They did one with Cowboy Bebop now, which just, my god. This Cowboy Bebop show looks like a school play, bro. Like everything looks so fake. Just in the intro, I'm sure you've seen it too, but everything, it's so bizarre. It looks like an episode of Teletubbies with how weird and mismatched the colors are with everything else. And like, it's just, it's disgusting.
It's staying pretty close to the original.
I mean, yeah, but like, if you're gonna stay super close to the original, there's no point in remaking it. Second of all, there's no point in remaking it if you're gonna make it worse. Death Note was a terrible movie, I will admit, easy. But look, at least the Death Note remake was a lot different than the original. Too different, actually, but they actually did something different. This is literally just Cowboy Bebop, but worse. Why would anybody want to watch this?
The actor they got for Jet is probably really good. Is a really good match, I feel like.
Okay, Jet, Cowboy.
Have you seen him?
Hold on, let me look it up real quick. Oh, yeah. I like the matchup. Problem isn't the actors. I think most of the actors are fine. Problem is just you can't match the aura of these characters properly in live action. Spike, for example. Spike from Cowboy Bebop. Just the way he's animated and talks and moves. He's so cool and slick. And then the live action version, he just looks so weird because it's just like some old Asian guy. Even if it was like a young Asian guy, it would still look weird because he can't. There's no way he can. There's no way he can move.
Episodes of Cowboy Bebop because in the living room watching it. Yeah, I agree. There's no way to replicate that.
There's no way to replicate the style or the swagger. Like Spike is doing a new animation like every 2 frames in the original show.
Yeah, you can't translate
it's
that
just this 40-year-old dude. Like, what was he in Harold and Kumar? And now you want him in Cowboy Bebop? What is this, bro? What is this?
So, okay,
I'm excited to see the corgi.
It's not. It would have been so much better. At very least, what they should have done with the Cowboy Bebop. No, they shouldn't have done Cowboy Bebop. But if they're gonna adapt an anime, a live-action anime, don't ever pick Cowboy Bebop or something like that because that show is so surreal. How That show was super sci-fi and unrealistic. Why would you pick that of
I
all
feel like
shows
the
to
only
do?
one that may. I feel like the okay animes that don't work as adaptations, other than all the other ones that are pointed out.
Yeah,
Dragon
Death.
Ball, Dragon Ball, obviously.
Oh yeah,
That
that
can't
was
be
awful.
Oh yeah, that movie
Dragon Ball
sucked.
Evolution it was such a
Literally
if
one
you
of
know
the
at
worst
least anything
movies.
about Dragon Ball, you know that Dragon Ball Evolution is extremely inaccurate and it sucks.
I don't mind it being inaccurate because what's the point of adapting? We're not gonna change anything, but it's so garbage. Like it's inaccurate to the point where it has almost nothing to do with the original.
Yeah, it's like they try to make it into this weird teen drama and like no.
But again, the problem with Dragon Ball is why would you try to adapt that show in the first place? Because it has so many fantastical elements.
And it's not even okay. And it's not. The thing is, another thing I'm mad about is it's Dragon Ball, not Dragon Ball Z. Do you know how like non fucking PG or even PG-13 that show was? That show was dirty as hell. Regular Dragon.
Yeah, there was a lot of sleazy
so
stuff.
Many
like there was that one part. There was that one part where the guy grabbed Bulma's boobs and he thought they were Dragon Ball. That was amazing. Like what?
Also, Goku's fucking naked half the name. Well, not
Goku's actor sucks. His forehead vein is bulging out. Like
and, oh my
his
god,
haircut,
Piccolo, dog, King Piccolo, bro. What?
They made Piccolo into a villain.
Green bean.
They made Piccolo into a villain. Piccolo, and I don't even watch Dragon Ball like that. He was just a guy who liked his family and had a problem with Goku. That's all he was.
Yeah. But the thing is, they just called him regular Piccolo. The Piccolo that was evil was King Piccolo, which was Piccolo's dad. But they tried to make it regular Piccolo.
So they tried to.
He looks like he's not even the correct. He's not even the correct shade of green.
Bro,
literally not.
He looks like the Incredible Hulk in the movie.
Oh, exactly. He looks like the horrible Incredible Hulk from the 60s.
He looks like the Incredible Hulk with like the bigger head. If they're gonna make live action anime, it can be done, but if you're gonna do it with a show like Death Note. That's more about the plot than the animation, because you can do Death Note in any format as long as the story's still good. If you change up the story, well, the movie sucks not because it was poorly adapted from the anime, which people do complain about, but I don't mind it being different. The problem was that the story sucked. There are plot holes everywhere, and it was just like it was a terrible piece of work. It was awful. It was stupid. The guy they hired to play Light sucked. William Dafoe was in the movie for like 7 minutes. But at least the idea makes sense. If somebody told me they were doing a realistic Death Note, I would not be that mad because the animation Death Note's good, but it's just kind of there. Like, I care about the story.
I haven't seen Death Note, so
but like the movie is just garbage. It was so frustrating.
Has there been like one good anime, like live action movie?
Hold on, let me look up. Let me check.
I don't think.
Live
I
action.
don't think so either.
It's a hard feat to pull off. Certainly, it's gonna take a lot of work.
That's why I just don't think it should be
Hold
done
on.
because it's.
What about the?
That's another thing. It really should not be.
The
I feel
best,
like almost any cartoon to live action.
Well, look, the best attempt they had was. Look, there was one attempt that was pretty good. The Ghost in the Shell one was not bad.
Bad, but that worked because
it was just kind of bland because like Ghost in the Shell.
Also, I mentioned like there's not many animes you can adapt to live action just because.
I'm just mad because Ghost in the Shell had big boobs in it and the movie doesn't.
Yeah, valid, but also worst part about anime adaptations is just like sometimes, most of the time, actors garbage. They change the story too much. Like you can change it to like make it more like realistic or whatever you want, but you can't like completely change. Yeah. Like in Dragon Ball Evolution again. Garbage. Story completely not even. It seems like it's just some shitty. It seems like some 12-year-old girl came up with this story. Like,
I know that's just sexist.
it's just like, oh no, my God, Goku, come to my party at high school, and it's like, dude, you realize this is set in like a non.
Everybody
Well,
has flip phones in
this is
Dragon
set in like
Ball movie
Asian.
too.
This is set in like Asian mountain people. Like these are very simple live people. They aren't fucking high schoolers.
And
They don't-
yeah, nobody
they
looks
don't
like
go
high
to
school
school.
age in Dragon Ball Evolution either. And why do they all have
Yeah,
flip phones in the
also,
movie for
Goku
like
was-
no reason?
Yeah, and also
Goku was just
also
on his
fucking-
Nokia.
Goku and Chi-Chi were like 10. They were not high school age. They were 10 during that. They were not like
They inflated the
teenagers.
age to like 17, and even then they look too old to be 17.
Also, was Krillin even in the movie? Krillin's like the second most important character. He wasn't even in the movie. Literally, all you do is place 6 dots on a bald guy's head. Even fucking Dwayne The Rock Johnson worked. Hell.
Yeah. So disappointing. Anime should not be put on screen
yeah,
because the best
It cannot
movie
be put on
the
big
best movie we have
Other than
is
in, like-
Ghost in the Shell, and Ghost in the Shell is just okay. It's just a forgettable movie. So it's just anime adaptations are trash.
They weren't meant to be live action. That's the thing with them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and-
that's
because
why.
it's so
that's
absurd.
why
It's
I
so
really
absurd.
Hope. I really, really hope that they
A
don't.
lot of people are hoping that Netflix
Like
does
I
this
like I
time.
know
Yeah,
I don't know if this
really
is
hope
whenever
they
wait,
don't
very
adapt,
quickly, very quickly. I don't know if this is whenever we were recording, but I remember hearing rumors at the time whenever I was watching the show that High School of the Dead was supposed to have a live action adaptation. And even though I'm highly against it, honestly, that feels like the only show that could possibly work because it's just a bunch of high schoolers in the zombie apocalypse in Japan, like in urban Japan.
I don't know what that is, but
High School of the Dead is basically a zombie outbreak. A zombie outbreak happens while these kids are like in high school. So a ragtag group of like a preppy girl, like a fat dude that knows a bit too much about guns, a chick with a sword that has mental problems, a dude and another chick get together and they just try to survive. And that's it. It's great. It's got a lot of fan service, which got like really awkward because I'm not big on fan service, but
Yeah,
it's a good time.
fan
It's a
service
fun
is fine
show,
if it fits in the plot.
I
Most
recommend
times
it to anyone.
doesn't.
and it's got some
Like,
good
with-
action scenes.
okay, so like with Cowboy Bebop, yeah, there's a lot of people hoping that they do good with it.
It's not gonna happen. It's gonna be
Yeah,
bad.
I'd imagine. I haven't even
also
seen the show, and I
that
hope
they
they do
don't
good with it.
ever try to attempt Naruto. That would be even
If
worse.
they
That would
attempt,
be so much.
imagine just having like a random actor in like a yellow wig just jumping from tree to tree.
Exactly.
God.
And
But yeah,
also, here's one thing I'm hoping that they do adapt well. I really hope they do. And it's not an anime, but I hope the FNAF movie is good.
I think it will be. I think it will be. They've been taking a lot of time with it.
I think they could
Yeah.
actually pull that
The
off. I think
script
they could
idea
pull that
started
off.
off and had
Don't stop
omissions.
popping wrong. Willy's Wonderland is supposed to be
FNAF
done.
is a very-
and that's
is a
Scott
good.
Cawthon is involved with it, and the clip he mentioned, the idea he mentioned for the script was fantastic.
Mhm.
So I think it's happening, bro.
But yeah, like with, yeah, like I said before, a lot of people hoping that they can do good with the Cowboy Bebop live action. But like, like a lot of people are saying, there's like some people that are like, the one good thing they can tell so far based off the opening is that they sticked with the opening. Like that's the one good thing that they've seen so far.
Yeah.
That they stick with the opening, because
But
there's a lot of people surprised by that.
at
Actually,
least
that
I'm happy
Netflix
they
stuck with
did
that
the opening, but I hope they're not super faithful to it.
How about this?
That's
On the
weird.
subject of like on the subject of like things that that most people don't like. How about something that a lot of people that like that a lot of people like, but you absolutely despise? And I'll go first. Riverdale. I hate it so much. Big fan of
I
the old
haven't seen it, but I never will.
big fan of the old Archie cartoons, like Archie's Weird Mystery. and I really hate what they did to it. This
Don't know
should
what
not be
that is.
happening. They should be a bunch of like teenagers solving a mystery about how Junkhead became a potato zombie. I'm not lying. That's an episode. Junkhead is chilling with his dog, and well, it turns out there's a potato spore that a zombie, that like a alien thing used to basically, wrap people up in roots and then make a replica of them made out of potato, and they use it to try to take over Riverdale. But then Archie, and his, mystery solving ways, he stops that and he
That
saves the day.
Riverdale show, oh my god.
Yeah, the show was so goofy.
They
And
were
then Riverdale's like, we killed someone today. Oh my
Riverdale.
god.
I have no idea why they tried to make Archie. There's a issue of the Archie comic series where there's a Archie collab with Sharknado, bro. They tried to make Archie from Riverdale a super serious, gritty character in a super gritty show. There's
but very
like
quickly,
casually murder that happens in there. It's so.
I'm sure that most of you guys haven't heard of this, so I'll bring it up for y'all. They're trying see like the same exact people that basically did Archie is now like the Riverdale show is trying to do that with the Powerpuff Girls.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Please
where
don't let this
basically all the Powerpuff Girls are teenagers, and they're mad at the world because of the fact that they had to lose their childhood to keep the city of Townsville protected. Which I mean, that makes sense. Like, imagine having to spend your entire childhood having to fight monsters. You know what I mean? That would probably suck. So, but I'm really rooting for like them making it kind of meta and joking with it, where it's and plus think of this: how are they gonna like adapt half the characters? Like one idea that I heard from the Rebel Taxi Pizza Party podcast is that like Mojo Jojo gets turned into a giant businessman that wears like a hat to cover up his brain that's exposed instead of being a monkey. Like, it'll be funny if they have a vacation episode where like Mojo Jojo tracks him down, and everybody sees like Mojo Jojo, and they're like, who the hell's this guy? And it's like, so you're telling me that the city of Townsville, just for some reason, is filled with bacteria, living creatures, green people that attack us, a clown that turned everything black and white, and a monkey that has a brain too big for his head. But California, the most they have is the occasional crackhead, and we had to deal with this shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, what if like everywhere else in the world it's just completely normal? So like, there's a vacation episode where they realize, for some reason, we were the people that got stuck with the town where they have a giant monkey with his head sticking out of like a freaking like his brain sticking out of his head, wearing a hat. But California's just got like a crackhead that like shot like store teller or something like that. Like, what the fuck, man? Like, I didn't want this. So why the hell did we get stuck with this? And the professor's like, I don't know, girls. And like, son of a give us an answer, goddamn.
Yes,
Have you guys on a different note, have you guys seen what's been happening with Nikocado Avocado recently?
Oh my.
Oh yeah.
And I'm gonna have to go AFK for a second. I can't listen to this crap.
Before the podcast was supposed to start, I was thinking about playing like, you know, those horror YouTube channels that talk about horror stuff. There's a horror channel that made a video about the dark story of like Nikocado Avocado. I'm like, I'm curious because I wouldn't mind hearing more in depth about like Nikocado Avocado and like what's happening with him. Because it's crazy enough already. Oh yeah, we all know that. It's just like,
Yeah.
it definitely seems like there might be more than just, you know, like what's to the surface if like, you know, someone was able to make like a
The darker
video
side
all
is
about that. But yeah.
His husband slash boyfriend. I think they were at least engaged, but
Oh yeah, they broke up a while back.
he got the reason that they did was he had convinced him to do the same thing that he was doing, which was do mukbangs all day and basically slowly kill himself. And that's why they broke up, because
Nick
he
convinced him
in
to
a
do it,
video
or that guy convinced Nick? Who convinced you?
Nick convinced his husband to do that to himself.
Yeah, and also, may I add, like, that was just the worst time whenever you decided to play a video where Nick talked about, like, their first time together.
Yeah, that.
Like, I really gotta ask, what was your thought behind that, my guy?
Why?
They had this video from 3 months ago, why we can't break up, and so yeah, they're still together and stuff.
Really?
Like, yeah, they're still together. He's in every video, I'm pretty sure. Well, most videos.
A chemical
Why
romance.
we can't
Yuck.
break up,
Dude
Yuck.
and
is
the
gonna die.
thumbnail is them. Oh, we are. Hey, Quan, we are in the middle of the podcast right now.
Okay. Should I leave?
I mean,
Yeah,
hey,
sure,
you can join
let's let him
in
hop
if
in.
everybody's fine with
All
it.
right, let's
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
Let's
Welcome
let
in,
him stay.
welcome.
Anyway,
We're talking about Nico.
Nikocado, yeah.
Oh.
He's
He's a
excited.
jellyhead.
Yeah.
3 months
This guy.
ago, why we
Check it
can't
out.
break up, and in the thumbnail, it's the two of them kissing each other, or what looks to be that way.
Oh, it's not sweet.
Nick, this is a fucking mukbang channel. Are you an idiot?
10 minutes
Seriously
ago,
though.
them kissing. Another 10 minutes ago, them kissing. A year ago, but yeah, they're still at it.
Seriously, who wants to see this? Like, I'm sorry, but this is a mukbang channel, and you are dying, and you're avoiding this
Has-
by.
Nikocado has merch called "It's Just Water Weight."
Oh my.
Yeah, it's water rate brand.
The website where is it's just waterweight.com. So he's kind of memeing on it.
To quote Sam O'Nella, now this shirt is triple sad.
On his second channel, we see like I broke my ribs. That these past 2 weeks have just been filled like daily uploads. 2 weeks, I broke my ribs. The next one, I'm at the hospital. After that, my diagnosis has arrived. And then I'm disabled. ... Taco Tuesday.
Oh my.
He does Taco Tuesday. And then
I'm
my new life
disabled.
as a
Taco
disabled
Tuesday.
person, which is kind of like a
I'm
vlog
just
style.
listen. I'm a heavy set person, but I do not eat 7 times my weight in a fucking day on purpose for fucking YouTube.
Yeah, that's what I like. That
I
was
didn't choose
to his
this.
whole
This was not my decision, but he's doing this out of his own greed to make more money off his YouTube channel. And I'm convinced that this dude is rich. Like he must be swimming in cash.
Oh, he is. He bought
food.
a mansion that's 2.3 million.
Okay, well, yeah, he's made so much money from it, and maybe if he just stayed his wholesome vegan self,
also
maybe he would be a well-renowned YouTube channel.
after the video of my life as a disabled person, for a week straight, the only title he would use is "My New Diet as a Disabled Person," where he is eating kind of like basically as much as he used to.
That's not a diet. That's
This thumbnail looks like he has 20 or more.
Well, no, Eric, a diet's whatever you're eating. It's just usually a diet is used to, be like something healthy.
Yeah.
But he's not doing that.
Yeah, well,
Like
obviously.
It changed, but it's still the same. Like nothing changed.
My response to Penguin Zero's video about me, disable something.
Critical.
My Penguin's critical. Eating like Penguins Zero critical for 24 hours.
Eating like penguins. Zero critical. I swear to God, he's gonna eat the same exact unhealthy food, even though like penguins like.
Oh, he is. He's
yeah,
he's
sure.
eating McDonald's.
Oh my God.
In bed with McDonald's, like a huge.
Oh yeah. The whole video, he's just sitting there eating like 5 Big Macs and like 10 large fries.
Yeah, and then after 4 days ago, Penguins ruined me. Which
No,
Beast Burger, I think.
You didn't. You ruined yourself.
Penguins brainwashed fans.
I'm sorry, but I'm surprised Nikocado Avocado isn't on a fucking episode of Whale yet.
And then 2 days ago and 10 hours ago, he used the same title, "My New Diet as a Disabled Person."
My God.
In Olive Garden, and I think that's Taco Bell.
Yeah, it's Taco Bell.
Well, bro's gonna have the runs for days.
Yeah,
luckily
for us, Kron's here. Luckily for us, Kron's here. He's a Nikocado Avocado enthusiast because he told me he's been listening to watching his videos on occasion just because of how he's been watching his videos because they're so They're just funny and chaotic and horrible.
Have you seen the clip where he's eating green Takis and he starts crying because it looks
Yeah.
like salad?
Yes, I
It
have
looks like-
seen that. I have seen that.
That looks like salad.
I think in the video from
But-
2 days ago, he like farts or something like that, and he starts crying because of it.
Yeah, 'cause it-
Why whenever I said like this looks like salad, out of nowhere, like I just kind of thought of like freaking like nostalgia critic just being like, this looks like salad. It's just-
But imagine, bro, if he's that sad about salad, bro is going to have no more tears when he sees fucking. When he goes to like, bro, if he looked at that vegan teacher's TikTok, bro, he's literally going to die of
dude,
getting too much tears out of it.
guys,
I'm
guys,
just
guys,
waiting for.
guys, Nikocado Avocado's next mukbang video. He goes to Vegas and visits the Heart Attack Diner. You guys know, like, or the Heart Attack Grill. You guys know what that is?
No.
No.
Okay, so it's a bit complicated, but to like make it short, this man made a diner, and it's a screwed up way of proving this. He was like a health enthusiast. Well, basically, you know how like people like who like almost died to like eating bad stuff usually like might become really healthy.
hmm
Well, that's the entire idea behind it, because this place is designed to where it will be like heart attack types of food.
Oh,
Like literally, they have a lard milkshake. They cover their fries in lard, and they have a burger that is like 20,000 calories in this one burger. It's like the most unhealthiest place on earth. Like it literally is. And their entire idea is basically like, it's kind of like showing people how food's made and making them not want to eat that food. Like, how like, sometimes vegans will use like, slaughterhouse footage as it. That's basically what he's doing, but it's eating the food itself and like getting a heart attack. Because he said like he has had 2 spokesmen that have died, and he's on his 3rd one right now. And there has been people that have died in his place, have had heart attacks. And he's like, and now like 3 people had a heart attack one day. And he said 2 of them made it out alive, 1 of them died. That guy lost his life. There's no changing that. But those 2 people are still living. And now it's up to them to choose if, now I need to stop eating this bad because they have just had a heart attack. So he's basically like a supervillain. Like he's like a weird like anti-hero. Like he's trying to save the world's problems in the worst way possible by like using like literally like it's like some dude like, oh yeah, like I don't care, I'm not gonna die if I go down this dark alley. And then his friend that he told that to is hiding in that dark alley. And then whenever he turns the corner, he gets hit in the leg with a baseball bat, and the guy's like, I told you not to go down this dark alley. So now the dude's traumatized, so he won't go down the dark alley. That's basically what that guy's doing. So I'm just saying, Nikocado, perfect video. Go to the Heart Attack Grill, because honestly, your diet's basically that right now. You might as well go to a place that specializes in that. So
I want to see a Nikocado Avocado collab with that vegan teacher. I
They would
feel
probably
like,
get.
They'd
They'd probably
be like,
2 weeks
like,
later, we would see, like, 2 weeks later, the freaking boxing trend would come back, so we'd see, like, Nikocado versus the vegan teacher. Because
Yeah,
she would be like,
sumo
she'd
match.
be like, hello, Nikocado, I brought you my favorite meal. And he's like, oh, what is it? And she's like, salad. And he would go like, this looks like salad.
hear what
And she'd
Quan
be like,
said?
oh my god, what's wrong with you? And then he just, like, pulls out a lamb and rips its leg off and starts eating it. She's like,
Did you hear what Quan
you
said?
monster! I need to call my boy Tommy Innit to help me out. Like, takes the phone, calls Tommy Innit. Tommy Innit, help! Who are you? It's me, your friend, the vegan teacher. Please, I told you to stop calling my house. I'm gonna call the police again if you don't stop. But Tommy, we used to be friends. Please stop. Hangs up the phone, you just hear. And it's just like, oh my god, I challenge you to a boxing match, Nikocado Avocado. And he's like, but I'm disabled.
You can't do anything.
That just got really weird. The
Sumo
entire
match.
Sumo match.
It's just sumo match.
What else did I want to say? I forgot what I was going to say now.
Look at the street. People
Oh
come-
yeah. Nikocado actually posted a video a bit ago saying, let me find it. It's yeah. 1 year ago, I'm going vegan. Well, and then here, when was that? When was that posted? April 2nd of last year, and then
like-
Wait, April
hold
Fool's joke.
on. And then April 2nd. Yeah, it was April 2nd. And then May 13th. The title, Giant 21-pound Lobster.
Oh my god.
like Nikocado, like honestly, he's getting to the tragedy of like freaking like Sonic Chew, you know,
Christian.
like that
Dude,
whole
he
type of
looks-
tragedy.
he
Yeah,
looks-
Chris
he
Chan.
looks so
He's
different
like
a year
he's
ago,
starting to
actually.
reach that type of
Holy.
tragedy. Cause like to be honest, like it's kind of depressing what happened to like, Chris Chan. Even though this is kind of an old like subject, like if he didn't like if some of that like if he had a better like home life whenever he was younger, and if like some of that like stuff didn't happen to him like with the internet, like you know maybe just maybe everything that you know has happened recently could have you know ended up a different story. But it's as it is. But
Yeah.
still, it's just like
He looked so different a year ago.
Not in the 4 years ago, even 4 years ago.
Oh
bro.
yeah, 4 years ago
He was a literal twig, and now look at him. He's he's Godzilla. He gonna tear down a whole city, bruh. Nikocado Avocado, top 5 fattest people on the planet.
16.
They
bro.
should hire him for the CIA because his bullet
Oh,
sheet
little know me.
vest is gonna come pre-included. He's just gonna move his fat around, and it'll just bounce off. The bullets will just bounce off it.
Aw.
Like this man
I
is
will
set.
never become that. Listen, I will never let myself become that.
Look. I mean,
No.
you're kind of fat, but like you're not Nikocado Avocado.
I don't have that much belly fat. Most of it is just spread out equally around my body. But his is all
His
in
ribs
his torso.
broke.
Like all of it is in his torso. Yeah, that's my point. It's all of his weight is going straight to his torso and not his thighs, not his
Record
legs,
them-
not his
wait,
arms.
did you record the moment he
I'm gonna
broke?
be like 100% honest. And this isn't me trying to be mean to Tomska. Like I love his videos, but if you guys have seen like Tomska in recent times, you know he's not the most like healthiest, but he is an
Yeah.
Nikocado Avocado weight, and he says that he has to call his like bed provider like you know like a couple times like every year to get a new like bed frame because he keeps on breaking his from his weight. And I just gotta wonder, how can the bed and the Nikocado Avocado videos even support him?
Shout out.
Because Tom's having problems, and like man, like that guy's probably like, and I'm not trying to be mean, and if like he is less than this, I will feel so bad. But it's just me trying to make a rough estimate. He's probably like 200 to like 300, but I don't really have much experience, like much of an
Nikocado
idea for that kind of stuff.
Avocado.
Nikocado Avocado is like probably in the thousands at this point, so I'm surprised that we haven't seen a video where like his
600
bed just
pound
straight up
weight.
breaks on him.
600 pound of weight,
life.
bro. This is the sequel. What is
Dude,
his weight?
at least I'm not 1,100,
Hold on.
Nick, or 1,100.
Yo, this man is 300 pounds? What? How is
How
that
is he
possible? This
How is
man-
wait, who?
How is this man not on an episode of my
Wait.
of my 600 pound life?
Wait, hold on. Nikocado Avocado is only 300 pounds.
About, yeah.
Yeah, okay. The reason why he's not on that show is because he already has his own spin-off
heavier than
series, and
this
it's basically his entire YouTube channel.
You're heavier
How
than
did
him?
his ribs break when I'm heavier than him and I have like
Well,
Well,
that's because
like,
you're
it
healthy.
could-
no
couldn't-
problem.
it
Well,
might
that's
not be
because
true,
he's
that's the thing, though.
unhealthily eating. Because you gotta consider, if you look back at the post of
That
Nikocado,
is true because
he's
he's
skinny.
consuming more than he's consuming
like you
more
consume
than
at your level, your metabolism's just slow. He has fast metabolism, which is why he can eat like 10
Well,
of these
the thing-
and only be like
but,
he can eat
keep
like
in
10
mind,
packs of
my,
ramen noodles and only be like him a pound or two gained, but like he has my metabolism. This guy was a stick figure 4 years ago, and now he's fat because he's eating to the point of absurdity. If you ate to this point, you literally be like 600 pounds.
Yeah, like dog is eating like 10 Big Macs a video, bro. Not even just Big Macs, in addition to like 4 10-piece chicken nuggets, 10 large fries. Dog literally is bro is
full of rain.
You know Augustus Gloop when he jumps into the fucking lake of goddamn chocolate?
Yeah, that's neat.
Bro, literally.
That lake would
Augustus
disappear
Gloop,
if like that lake would disappear if Nick jumped into it. They'd be like, "Oh, what happened to the lake?" He's like, "I drank it all."
Yeah, like.
And then he would go, and then
Willy Wonka's chocolate
no.
factory,
What would happen? What would happen would be wait, very quickly. What would happen is he'd be like, "I drank all of it," and then you hear, and he'd go, "Ah."
Yeah, nah.
He looks like Adam Sandler in that one click scene.
Got him, bro. Alright, but I think that's a perfect place to end this. We've been going on for about half an hour and a half. We got a lot of Nikocado Avocado roasts in there. Figure we'll end it at a sweet spot, you know. Podcast, we up. J. Cole, we get these W's.
Upcoming Dead by Daylight videos. We screwed up with the podcast because we forgot to address it as the boo shifts. Because Halloween event going on right now. Boo shifts going down.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everybody, you know, praise, whatever. But look out for those videos.
Okay. Bye, guys.
All right.
Boom.
Bye.